psychicfuture.com, and this is your horoscope for the 22nd to the 28th of October. So we've got quite a big week coming up. The Sun is moving into Scorpio, where it will be conjunct with Venus, and then midweek we've got a full moon in Taurus, which is also conjunct Uranus. So these two kind of like polarizing energies that we've got going on are going to bring to the surface any of the previous like relationship things that we've had going on recently with Libra season. So it's kind of like coming to a close, and anything that might have been like bubbling below the surface is now going to come up for people to deal with, because the full moon is always about letting things go, dealing with things that have come up over the last few weeks, and just kind of like getting prepared for the next season to come in. So Scorpio season is all about going into the underworld. It's Scorpio is Pluto. It's all of this stuff about like going deep into your kind of shadow side and figuring out what you need to improve on so that you can move into the brighter half of the year when that comes. So for you, Aries, it's quite important to try and make sure that you don't have any kind of like flyaway emotions, because with Uranus conjunct the moon, it might be a little bit like you kind of react to people, or like someone might say something out of line, and like, you know, there might be a lot of emotions that are kind of like just zinging about without really like knowing where they came from. So if you can, try and take some time over the full moon in Taurus, which is on Wednesday or Thursday, depending on where you are in the world. So on that time, just try and take a little bit of time to think about your relationships, think about your relationship with yourself, think about your emotions, and maybe try and have a little bit of quiet time so that you can just kind of like get to grips with things and then not react from people. Because as a fire sign, this might be a little bit of a kind of strange energy for you. We've got Scorpio, which is water, Taurus, which is earth. So for a fire sign, you're not really like fitting in there. So it might be best to just take a little bit of time to yourself over the full moon. Whatever you want to do, just some quiet time by yourself, and to maybe try and think about any of the past relationship things that have come up recently, or any of your feelings about like self-worth or trust, this kind of stuff, and maybe just write it down and say, you know, this is the stuff that I've noticed recently, and you know, I'd like to get rid of it, or this is what I want to come in for the next couple of weeks after the full moon. So let's pick you a tarot card and see. Whoa, that one. Okay, so we've got the Four of Wands, completion. So yeah, this is talking about having like a balance of light and dark, like just like what we've been talking about for the last few weeks. It's talking as well about having like a feeling of completion within yourself and not needing other people to kind of make you feel complete. So this is a very nice energy, so you know, you shouldn't be too bad over this full moon, but it is quite important to try and think about how you can feel complete. So whether that is you know, righting some wrongs that have happened in relationships, or you know, spending some time by yourself and trying to figure out like any of your kind of wounds that you've got that are to do with relationships, or just thinking about like emotions, you know, just thinking about how they make you who you are and where they come from, this kind of thing. So yeah, it'll be quite a deep full moon, I think. So just hang on in there, and yeah, just take some time to be by yourself so that you don't get overwhelmed by the kind of erratic emotional energy that might happen. So have a great week, guys, and I hope to see you next week. Much love.